DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome back to Ntanzi. We are back again. It is that time of the night where we have to talk about what happened. The court adjourned early today because the monkey tricks were at play, if you ask me. So the court adjourned. The picture of 2020 is reading 20 what? I don't know. I don't even remember the year that Baloyi wanted to use this picture as.
It is reading as 2020, but after he got arrested. So the picture is from September, according to the date that he gave it, September 2020. And Ntanzi saying it was taken before he got arrested. Yes. That's what it's about. That's what the picture is about. Ntanzi saying, I took that picture. It was during Corona. My beard was big. I let it grow because I was at home. I didn't go underground. He said, however, when he goes underground, he wants to cut it off. He prefers cutting it off because it's very hot underground. Baloyi is saying he took that picture with the beard. The date that he's reading is saying that he took that picture with the beard in September of 2020 while he was incarcerated, while they had held him.
Where did you take it from? What is the background saying?
He's trying to say he had a phone in his cell.
Okay, what is the background saying? Is the background saying this is a cell?
We don't know. The state made sure we don't see those pictures. They made sure, right? Again, you guys don't see those pictures, so we can't even comment because we don't know what pictures are those.
Can't believe this man who stooped this low.
We are all amazed. We are all surprised. We are all stunned at the level of willingness, eagerness. It's not even eagerness. It's like, yo, Ntanzi wabantu.
Unbelievable. The man is just unbelievable.
Inengaka Ntanzi ayenzile bakithi. Inengaka. That so much evil is bestowed upon him. This is going to drag another 2 weeks of just going through those pictures, because even in the end they are telling him, or they're asking him, they're just asking how many pictures are there. He's like, there's 6 over here, there's 2 over there, there's 3 over here, there's 6. Even he doesn't know how many pictures he's gonna go through with Ntanzi.
What?
He couldn't give an exact number. He just said it's 6 over here, it's 3 over there, it's 2 over there, it's 9 over here. And I'm like, how many pictures are these? How many?
If they say the picture was taken when he was in jail, which jail was that? Where did he appear? I mean, this case has been on the media.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
I think I've seen the picture.
Which one is
Isn't it the one with a lot of beard, lot of it?
I haven't seen it.
I think I've seen it on social media and all that. It's just crazy, man. Very crazy. Wow.
What can we say? It's Baloyi's court after all. It's his court there, Pretoria High Court. I didn't know. See, I find out with every single day as he cross-examines Ntanzi ukuthi hayibo kwaBaloyi aphaya Pretoria High Court. Yabo. Uyabusa laphayana. It's his territory. He can do whatever he wants, and no charge will stand in his way. Okay, that's the vibe I'm getting. It's the sense that I'm getting. I mean, he's introducing new evidence. Judge is sitting there quiet like a church mouse. even supporting and be like, but you had this evidence. What evidence? It has no exhibit number. It's new evidence. It's new. It's new. It has no exhibit number. He's introducing new evidence. And it's strange. It's strange. So perhaps even the early adjournment that he did was to try and find out whether what Baloyi is doing is allowed and be sure about it. He's going to go and do some kind of inquiries wherever he does inquiries to find out if Baloyi can go ahead and it won't hurt him and it won't hurt his dignity and honor while he presides over this case. I don't know, but we'll see tomorrow what happens. But all of these things that are happening in the court are very strange, guys. They are so strange. You can't get used to them, you know. It's perplexing. And now you look even at the audience. The court was packed today with UNISA LLB students, and they were watching a prosecutor speak so slowly.
Before you talk about UNISA students, which sane person who's incarcerated would take pictures of himself? Oh, like, oh, yeah, I'm arrested. I'm
They're
inside.
trying to paint Ntanzi like he's a lunatic, a rebel, a crazy, insensitive criminal who has no sense. Like, that's what they're trying to paint him as. A lunatic, a rebel. And the sad and unfortunate part is that listening to him, he doesn't give off that energy. Observing how respectful he's been from day one, even in circumstances that did not favor him. It's like, okay, this picture of this person who sells guns, who's so dangerous, who is an inkabi, who it's not coming together. That picture is not coming together. So right now what we're seeing is circumstantial evidence build up. It's circumstantial, but the circumstantial evidence is so weak.
In your head, in your right mind. Baloyi, my daughter.
The circumstantial evidence is so weak because it doesn't even address what happened.
You can
to
do
Senzo.
whatever, ne? You can do whatever. You can play around things, but this is beyond playing around things, in my opinion. Like, wow. So this person is crazy enough to go inside a holding cell
Of a
and
police
take a
station.
picture. Take a picture.
Police station.
Take a
Just
picture.
any holding cells, various holding cells.
Is he
of
gonna
different
say
police
here?
stations.
Is he gonna say here is a cell? Here, this is where you were at, so and so.
Akira, they told them that was George Koch Hostel in the other pictures, and they insisted it was Basutung Hostel.
They are mad.
There's no limits when it comes to the state. They've decided that they are going to hell with all of this. They are going to sink with this shit. There's no turning back for them, unfortunately. We keep hoping and expecting common decency or to see some kind of, humaneness. It's gone. It's gone. There's no longer a conscience there. They have a job to do, okay, and they're going to do it. They're going to, by all means necessary, execute the task that has been bestowed upon them. Whatever that task is, but we can get a picture that it includes nailing Ntanzi for anything and everything that they can possibly lay him on. And you know what is scary about Ntanzi is that there's so much, I feel, abuse and badgering that is happening, and unfairness as well. Because how do you tell me that for 2 weeks he's been reading calls and trying to prove that Ntanzi had his phone? Even with these pictures, maybe we're anticipating and expecting that, okay, the round beard, maybe the round beard addresses the ID kit and stuff. But then you are putting a date now that says he took this picture in his cell according to the version of the state. So you are still trying to prove that he had his phone with him in his cell. So we are not going to move past proving that he had a phone with him in his cell. Senzo is no longer, this case is no longer about Senzo Meyiwa. Unfortunately, we have long passed that ship. It's no longer about him. It's about the police. It's about the state protecting itself from whatever the accused are saying they did. That's what it's about now. It's no longer about Senzo, this case. We can forget. So it's no longer about finding out what happened to Senzo. One would say it has never been about finding out what happened to Senzo. Because even when you look at everything, including Musikili's testimony, including Matei's. Yes, guys, I got feedback. Matei says she was there, and when she got in there, the scene was not cordoned off and there was no blood. That's what she said. At the time, when she went there to the scene.
Yeah,
so
she actually is the one who went inside the house.
And she says there was no blood. The scene was not cordoned off.
Whoever, general or whatever that is, like, oh, maybe we should be arresting you. We should have arrested you.
From
the main issue is that there was no blood. The main issue is that the scene was contaminated. That's the main issue.
From the beginning, one would say now there was no intention of finding out what happened to Senzo. There was no intention of revealing who shot and killed Senzo Meyiwa. It's always been this deliberate plot to distract away from who killed Senzo from day one. Because what do you mean? Matei's back then was just a common member of society or of the EFF back then. But the EFF back then was not as big as it is now.
Was he part of EFF? Probably not.
Probably not. She just walked in there and she says, I saw no blood. The scene was not cordoned off. So there was no intention of conducting a proper investigation. There was no intention of actually arresting the killer. There was no intention. It doesn't seem like it.
The intention was to divert.
Yes, it's always been. Look at what they did also to Zamoguhle Mbata. Had Zamoguhle Mbata's accusation stuck, if only it had stuck, then these people would have gotten away with it. Whoever killed Senzo. So that's what's happening here. It seems like the intention from day one was never to reveal who pulled the trigger and ended Senzo's life. To this day, look at what's happening in that court. Look at what's happening in that court. It's a wow. Everything Ntanzi says, literally, it's used against him. Everything he says, overnight, digging is done, but you said, and you call that building circumstantial evidence. That's how it is built. That is how you win cases, by using this circumstantial evidence in this way. I thought circumstantial evidence was something else. How it's being done in that court makes me question my whole reality of what I thought a court was supposed to be. I don't know. It's so dirty. It's so muddy. It's dirty. It's evil what's happening there in that courtroom. It's scary. Every day I'm having heart palpitations. I'm like, Kore, when you don't have money in this country, Kore, prosecutors and police bazozenzela njengawe nje.
If they want someone, you become a guinea pig.
Bazozenzela nje.
If they just need someone, and you fit a bit of a profile, or they can make you fit that profile. I don't know.
Depending on the desperation that they are in or they have. Sure. Well, guys, today court resumed this morning. Baloyi announced that they were visited by LLB students from UNISA. They were sitting at the back. It was quite a huge number that I saw. And it was interesting because I'm like, okay, UNISA students is the first that I get to see such. The judge on the other hand was speaking to the court registrar. He was asking him about a matter that he wanted to speak about of the LPC, and then it's Baloyi saying sawubona baba Ntanzi with that forced smile of his. As if wapinelwa or something. I don't understand. That smile, I never get used to it. Baloyi continued today with reading more phone calls into the record, and he started off by reading that on the 21st of September at 10:32:54 from Ntanzi's number, there was a call from Lebu's number, and the call went to voicemail. It's a call forward that lasted for 2 seconds. He continued to cover more of the calls, and he said that all the calls went to voicemail starting at 12:57:55 up until 15:39:23 on the same date, the 21st of September. And he went on to a call from Ntanzi's mother on the very same day, the 21st of September. It also went to voicemail, and the tower is undefined. He went on and covered more phone calls until eventually Baloyi asked Ntanzi, do you have any comments to prefer on this page? And Ntanzi said, I still stand on my answer that I did not have a phone, because even where the prosecutor is reading, there's a part where Mabena's number appears, that's my phone number was in contact with Mabena's phone number. He keeps blue ticking this Mabena number situation. He's not confirming or denying. He's just brushing it off, just brushing. He's just brushing it off. Are you going to deny that that's Mabena's number or not? Or you're going to just accept it? Or you're just going to carry on like how you're carrying on? It's a big elephant in the room, this Mabena's number, and it needs to be addressed by the state. Baloyi took a deep breath and said, Mr. Ntanzi, we have posed it to you that there are 1,718 calls between your number and Lebu's number. You've indicated that Lebu's number was not on your phone book. Is that correct? And Ntanzi said, let's first start by correcting this, my lord. Not to say that it was communicating with her. The phone was with the police officers. Mabena and Mohani. Yes, I had not saved her number because I know her number off by head. So he says he knew the number. He would just take his phone and dial the number in full without needing to save it. So Baloyi then said, how would the person that have called her number would have known about this number if it was not in your phone book? Well, it might not have been in his phone book, but it was certainly there in the previous calls, and I'm sure it was the most dialed number that received a lot of phone calls, or that would be dialed. You understand? So if it wasn't in the contact list, it doesn't mean that whoever had Ntanzi's phone was limited to just the phone book. They may have also seen who he talks to on a frequent basis. And it looks like police in their investigations are the ones who would do and look for such information. Once they've got someone's phone, they would like to look at the most frequent person that they talk to.
Yeah.
So also Lebuhile, Ntanzi said Lebuhile would call this number, seeing that it was online on WhatsApp and Facebook. She wanted to know where I was since I was arrested in front of her at the house. So she has the right to call my number because she could see that my phone was not switched off. She had a right to call it back and ask what was happening. She had every right. Secondly, even the doctor from Pukeng, the one I went to in the hospital, his number is written here. I don't know here where. Here on the phone book? Or
Maybe
here on the contact list? So he said it could be that the police already knew his number because it is written in that paper, Dr. Tlokwe. So Dr. Tlokwe's number is in...
What was the testing done for?
For the gold tooth.
You've got to be kidding me. So Ntanzi, God must be crazy. No, but look at it this way. Police pick a doctor. They go to this doctor. Ntanzi doesn't know this doctor.
And he works at a government facility.
Yes. And that number of that doctor is found
on Ntanzi's phone.
On Ntanzi's phone. How does Ntanzi know this doctor?
That's a very good question. I don't know how they would know, or because even if you go to a government facility, you will never get the number of a doctor.
You were taken to a doctor that you don't know. And all of a sudden you are calling this doctor. When did you get the time to get the number? Did anyone testify out of those police that, Ntanzi, then ask for a number from a doctor?
He asked that we take him to this specific doctor to test whether he had a gold tooth or not.
And there are fools who really think Ntanzi had his phone.
When I am a part of something, I support it.
That picture.
That's what's happening here.
The picture that they claim Ntanzi took inside it, I can tell you for free now, without knowing the picture. It's a picture that was taken with probably the back camera. That's how stupid other people are. Back camera, meaning someone was taking that picture of Ntanzi. It's probably not a selfie.
They've pulled that stunt before. There were pictures where we were standing somewhere. And they said he took them in his cell.
And there is a judge.
Shocks me anymore with
there is a judge that's gonna sit here and find Ntanzi guilty based on this. There are analysts who are sitting somewhere who probably during the weekend are gonna be sitting somewhere who claim to have studied law, God knows where, who are gonna be saying, yes, Baloyi is painting this witness, showing this witness that is not credible. And yeah, really? Are you watching what we are watching? Are you hearing what we are hearing?
What I'm learning that...
I'm hoping that Ramsipit is going to take this up. Make sure that he brings that properly on the record. That all these things that Ntanzi is mentioning, the cell phone, the doctor's cell phone, Mapena's cell phone,
yes,
he should bring it in. As for UNISA students, they picked the wrong court to go and learn.
They learn nothing except how to bend the rules.
You are learning nothing. students, you are probably going to learn how to fear a certain person who's pretending to be a demigod, sitting up there calling you names, and you not being able to say anything because he's a demigod. He's got your client's life. So you picked a wrong one. If it's your lecture that send you the forgot there's a doctor in a bench. Doctor from UNISA probably is the lecturer
he
there.
marks their papers.
Probably is the
apparently.
lecturer there. Probably is the one who suggested for his module that they need to come and watch this genius who's got 99% of conviction. How he does it. They picked a wrong one for you students. There are many high courts there. There are many rooms there. Find another one. Learn something different. I'm hoping that you are not going to deal with criminal law, because criminal law tends to have criminals within it.
You'll be abused. You'll be abused, and it doesn't have money. Not like that. And then on top of that, you have to deal with judges that call you names.
Maybe the assignment ya diamond. Yeah, no feeling assignment. Alright. I wanna hear what you are going to say. If you say anything against the states, you'll probably fail that assignment.
Yeah, most probably. So if it has anything to do with this case and he's your lecturer, you must just play along to get along.
You chose the wrong case to learn from. This case has been bogus from the beginning. It's effed up. Unless if you are learning how to butcher a case. Part of the learning, yes. If that is the case, that is what you are learning. Good, you picked a perfect example of how to mess up a case.
Or how to take a case to trial that doesn't have much evidence.
Which is prosecutorial led.
You know what? Another issue, another big elephant in
That's
the
why
room.
some old man who was sitting there was trying to show off, calling other people as these people, some people in court.
Benzela LLB students.
They are old, Madala. Very old.
Show off.
You've got no chance. You get a heart attack.
Wanted to intimidate them.
Oh, you're
This
just
generation,
showing off.
this
Showing
generation
off.
is different though. This generation is different though. Did you see even some of them what they were wearing? People are like, what about the dress code? And this generation doesn't give a F about that. They are the ones who are going to change things. I really see it.
They get consumed. There is an animal called LPC. You come with, I'm lucky because I speak to these lawyers. Mm-hmm. So this other time we just had a gathering with them, different lawyers from different provinces. Mm-hmm. So I knew one and then introduced me to these others. So they started talking. I know people who were going there as comrades. This guy, even when he speaks, you can tell this is still a comrade. But he told me, hey, Chief, I had to choose. Being a comrade, being that robust, or abide. So the guy chose to abide because that's what feeds him. You see people like Defo who chose to be an outsider, they effed you up. And they make sure of that. So there's an animal that is squeezing the life out of people, in my opinion, that come with that mentality of changing things. Roman Dutch law is not going anywhere, not anytime soon. It will take a certain type of politicians and comrades to change that nonsense of Roman Dutch law. So there are systems. Those systems are there for a reason. You want to enter a market that is monopolized for a certain reason by West capitalists. There are hindrances that are called rules and regulations that you should meet, and they keep on changing. When you think you have met this one, there is a new clause that changed using the same law. So you can understand this animal of law, who it favors. It favors the bosses. The law is for bosses. It is not for normal citizens. Yes, it does have levels into this thing, where if it's you versus a certain person, normally that person would win, unless you play a certain card also. But naturally, it's for people who've got money beyond having money, and those people we know who they are. If they want cheap labor, for example, they are going to push money to these organizations that are going to be fighting for foreigners in South Africa, if they want cheap labor. Yes. If they don't want cheap labor, they are going to use the same laws to start showing us that they are catching them now, as if they didn't know for 20 years that something was happening. Illegal foreigners.
Now
and then when you start as a South African to fight against these people, you become a xenophobic person that they push that narrative. Yes, and it becomes the order of the day. So these laws were meant for that, and they are doing exactly that. Protect these big companies, protect the interest of the rich elites. And that's what these laws are all about. They are not about you. You just are there, and obviously something must be done about you. That's why when we speak, it's not even easy to speak about some of these things. It's not easy to sit here and speak about them. It's difficult because someone might perceive me also as a xenophobic person. If I talk about a certain gender or a certain group of people, I might be H-word. Yes. Can't even say it here.
Yes, they will come for you.
Do you understand?
Yes.
That's how it is. They push whatever they want to push with these laws. They are not for us. So once you say those things, oh, this person is like this person is like this, and until we understand in Africa that what works for you today, tomorrow it might be against you. These comrades, for example, before I end on this topic, on digressing, they know that it is wrong for people to be undocumented in South Africa. So what they do is, when they want votes, they pretend as if they're fighting for the interests of South Africans. One of them at some point said, "What was I supposed to do? I wanted power. Now I've got power." And you voted for that. So it becomes bad for our African brothers now when they do that, right? If they were here properly, we would be fighting with them. But because we are already divided, when it suits them, they also are happy. When it suits us, we are also happy. That's how it is. So we are divided more. And South Africa is a diverse country. There is division within divisions, divisions of tribes, divisions of this and that. There's divisions among divisions, and that's on purpose, so that you cannot actually own your own country. Even the issue of immigration, it is so that South Africans can be dispositioned from their country.
Yes.
And one day we will wake up and say, "This is my country." They will tell you, "How can this be your country when your mother is coming from Zimbabwe?" Yes. The very same people who are telling you that today it's Africa, 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 they will be asking you when they take this country over, how can you say this is your country? It's an agenda. And guess who is common factor to that? Law. You go to court, law. They are changing rules as they wish. Marriage rules are changed
NGOs.
to favor certain group, to push a certain thing, so that we have more divisions. We're fighting each other within the country with African brothers and sisters. There's a fight. South Africa is a chaos.
Hi, it's official.
So how do you expect the very same law to look at Ntanzi and say, it is crazy what is happening to you, Ntanzi? It is crazy that you are calling a doctor that you never were a friend of. You didn't have the number stored of this doctor, but you are calling him. It is crazy that Mapena arrests you and all of a sudden you become a friend of Mapena, who calls you all the time, or you call him all the time, even sending callbacks and whatnot. It is crazy. This law is not going to do that. This law is going to say we need to manage the people. Ntanzi needs to go to jail. It's collateral damage. He was just standing on the hole of a loaded gun at the wrong time for him, at the right time for them. That's an unfortunate situation. We are seeing what is happening. And everyone who's got brain cells that are working, not crazy, fighting each other within their head, they definitely know what is happening. Even people who are going to do that, they know what they are doing. And after that, they're going to sleep and sip champagnes. You ask yourself why these people consume so much alcohol. It's because of what they do to people.
People are made sacrifices.
Yes. Yes, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy how these laws, you look in America, people they are targeted, they use the same laws.
Almost everywhere in the world.
Law. It's the only country that looks a bit, it's England. For some weird reason, but it makes sense. Because there, one can almost say, people who are there, they speak in harmony because they are originally from there. It's not a country that was created by different people who had different ulterior motives.
They had a common goal.
They had a common goal because they are born there. This is their homeland. But for us, they gave us this shitty law. Sorry for Africans. It's just crazy how we must sit here and analyze rubbish that we see it's rubbish, but keep on analyzing it as if we don't see it's rubbish happening in that court. Even outside, you hear rubbish. People who were there, they are speaking in parliament, rubbish. But we are told there was a pool of blood that was there. People who clean the scene, they're not arrested, but this woman has guards to go and stand there and say, you should have been arrested. Because we started building this case there, right there in that house, allegedly. They couldn't have arrested people who cleaned the house because maybe it was a mandate of someone.
Yeah.
So let's continue.
Well, the interpreter is getting worse by the day, in my opinion. She's not interpreting properly.
I'm going to be honest with you.
She's rewriting the record and
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. This lady, I listen to her. She's bound to making mistakes. It's okay. I accept that. But she's as closest you can get when it comes to interpreting Zulu.
Hayi kodwa manje izinto ezibalekile nje.
Look, I don't think she's got the intention of doing that. Not her. But it's difficult. It is hard to interpret from your language to English. It is hard. No matter how learned you are. It's not easy. Yabo? If honestly she was to interpret properly, like Loma Dalagang is, it would take even more days that you guys are. In fact, she would add her days.
When she interpreted, she said in reference to the number of Dr. Hlokwe, the one who is in Phuking, his number is written here, the police official saw it. And then, which is contrary to what Ntanzi was saying. And then Baloyi said, is Lebu's number the only number that is not in your phone book? Ntanzi said, it's not the only one. I'm answering the court to what I'm being asked. Even this number ending with 3332, it's not written who it belongs to. So it's not only Lebu's number that does not appear on my Facebook. As to where she got Facebook from the interpreter, I don't know. Because Ntanzi was saying from his phone book and she says from Facebook, which changes.
Matsidi, thank you, Matsidi. Thank you. Yes. Continue, Amen.
Well, Baloyi said, but once again, to come back to the original question, if Lebu's number is not on your phone book, the person who called her number, how has that caller, or how have the caller known about Lebu's number? And Ntanzi said, this thing is simple, my lord. When you get a missed call on my phone, you'd call back, returning to the person, right? Even now, before the court, my lord, if your phone were to ring when the court adjourns, you take your phone call and that try to call that number back, trying to find out who the person that was calling you is. And Baloyi said, we have inter alia traversed calls between you and your grandmother that you saved as Gogo, amounting to 33 calls between the 26th of June 2020 and 11th of November between your number and Gogo's number. And Ntanzi said, not between myself, because the phone was confiscated from me on the 16th of June when I was arrested. Baloyi said, yes, we are saying between Gogo's number and your number. And Ntanzi said, yes, I hear you. And Baloyi said, and we are busy going through calls between you and your mother. We've indicated that they are in the order of 95 calls from the period of the 20th of June 2020 to September 2020. We are traversing the calls between your number and your mother's number. Now, Mr. Ntanzi, are you suggesting that a strange caller was calling your grandmother, Lebu, as well as your mother? Ntanzi said, I repeat before the court, because what you are asking me is straightforward. You know that my phone was not on me. I'm not hiding that, because before the court, my phone was on before it was confiscated. The data, WhatsApp and Facebook was on. At home, they are my brother's young children. They also have WhatsApp and Facebook. They cannot stay without telling my mother that uncle's phone is on. At home, there are nieces and nephews, my brother's children, and my mother took the phone and called my phone, and my phone would ring. Then the one who'd answer, as to who answered, I don't know, because my phone was with Mabena and Mohani.
There are many possibilities on some of these calls. SIM card can be moved, which in this case, I doubt they even had guts to move the SIM cards because they had the pattern.
You can still move the SIM card.
So they were calling the doctor to confirm whether he's going to confirm their story.
So he said that a strange person is answering your phone when you are in custody. Is that not so? And Ntanzi said it would be better if Mabena was here to answer the question as to what he wanted from my mother, because my mother is not his age mate. We must also remember in this court that when I was arrested, my whereabouts were unknown, because if I had contact with my family, I wouldn't have stayed those many days in jail without bathing. Up until the 13th of July, since I was arrested on the 16th of June, on the 13th of July was the first time I got toiletries to bath without bathing. Is that even possible? And Baloyi said, has someone ever raised an alarm or a complaint that there is a strange voice or voices answering your phone? Where exactly would they lodge that complaint when Baloyi? Sometimes these questions...
Ntanzi is arrested. When was he taken to his home?
I don't know. Was he ever taken to his home?
Is it accused number one, or
It's
they
accused
both went
number
to
one.
KZN?
Accused number one, whose story I recall him rehashing in court with Ntanzi.
Her father.
Oh, you mean the interview many years ago?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So these are people who are claiming to be police. You call them and they say Ntanzi is in probably, they now you know that Ntanzi is in jail.
Mm-hmm.
They keep on updating you as a parent. Would you go and report that? I mean, are you that good?
Report the police to the police.
Do you understand? Emakhaya kwazi ukuthi nje umusa emaphoyiseni usezandleni usengalweni yomthetho usendaweni la okumele ngabe uphephe khona. Do you understand? And they are doing this thing on purpose. Akara they are learned one. They know what is right and wrong.
What is accepted in court and what is not.
Ntanzi at home, they know. That's why they had to go and check what kind of people are there. You know, they are learned. They know how to say subsequently.
Yes.
So don't expect that. It's fallacy of composition. You know, when you are sitting ahead of other people, you expect other people to view things the same way as you view it, as closer as you are to that thing,
Yes,
and as far as they are to that thing. That's the level of ignorance that these people have in their head. In their head, everything must be done properly, same as the judge.
Well, Ntanzi asked, put a complaint to who? Where was I? And Baloyi said to the police, for instance, or to Brigadier Gilinda or any member of the investigating team. Okay, point of view. How? When they did not even know that their child was arrested. Least of all, by who, from where? Because if you're going to say Ntanzi was arrested in Rustenburg, you will run to the Rustenburg police station, look for him and not find him. And then what? Worse, Ntanzi was not even given an opportunity to make a phone call, which was his legal right, by the way. He wasn't given that opportunity. I don't recall any police officer saying we gave him an opportunity to make a phone call. It is there in the rights that if he wants a phone call, he's entitled to one. It's there in the warning statement that they claim to have read to him. But they did not offer him a phone call. So how was his family supposed to know exactly where he was? And then we also heard another scata that some people were getting threats. They were being threatened. Today even went further, talking about Shoes and how they went to Shoes' house and started searching. So Ntanzi said the people that they were calling like Shoes and Butelezi, that they would call and ask where they were staying in Marikana, where did they take their numbers? What made them leave Pretoria to go and search Shoes' house in Rustenburg, where Shoes stays? Because they found Shoes' number on my phone because they went to Marikana where Shoes stays. They also searched Shoes' property. His house. They searched. For what? Under whose authority? Why? Ushu's bengenapi. So they were just literally harassing everyone, in my opinion. Like, what is this?
They are investigating. That's what they say.
Wow, this is harassment. If you don't have anything tangible, there's nothing that's gonna come out of
How
you
can you
harassing
have
people.
anything tangible when you randomly pick people from the street? Out of 60 million or close to 70 million or 80 million, God knows how many, and then you just randomly pick. What are the odds of picking the right people?
And we need to remember that they chose this path over interrogating the people that were in the house, over asking, over getting something from the people that were in the house. They chose this path over that. He said because they found Shu's number on my phone and they went to Marikana where Shu stays. Baloyi said, Mr. Ntanzi, the original question is, has anyone ever complained that someone else who is not you is answering your phone? How would Ntanzi know that? He's locked up. How would anybody tell Ntanzi that while he's incarcerated? He hasn't seen most of these people on his contact list.
The best lawyer he got through invisible hand was Mjiako, who just
Was wearing
got
a
his
mask and
qualifications.
sunglasses.
I don't know where he got it. When? I don't know when. That's the best lawyer. Because Ntanzi was simple calling people's number without knowing these people and just call them, you know.
And then Ntanzi said, how would they lay a complaint when I don't know where my phone is and who had it? It was with Mabena and Mohani because I was not in contact with my family. Another thing is that is very important is that you must reveal is that I was at Pukeng on the 19th and Gininda was there. And my phone is also at Pukeng receiving SMSs. My hands were cuffed. You think Gininda would have allowed, you know, him being a senior police officer for me to have my phone in my pocket? That is why I'm still requesting before the court that I be told where was my phone and what was it used to do. In court, I asked because here are the towers of Queenswood from Valeria. I asked that you show me my entry and exit to and from Valeria police station, and you never showed them to me so that I can agree with these towers. Baloyi said, yes, we have started by doing what we have referred you to the letters that were handed at the Boksburg Magistrate Court on the 27th of October 2020, 27th of November 2020, and the 5th of March 2021, telling the magistrate that he should be kept at Valeria. Ntanzi said, that is what I am saying, that you're not telling the truth. And to say that on the 5th of March, I was in Pretoria, I was in Rustenburg at Ramoshwana. Let me leave the interpreter alone. And then Ntanzi said, I entered the jail in Rustenburg on the 1st of March 2021. So when you say on the 5th I was in Valeria, that is not the truth. Then Baloyi said, Mr. Ntanzi, we were quoting the proceedings which we could forward to you as to what is written on the appearances of those dates. We also referred you to a letter from the Station Commissioner of Valeria requesting that you be postponed. The letter was dated the 27th of October 2020 and you will be postponed to Valeria police station. And Ntanzi said, which is why I'm responding to you, because the court that you are in the court that you're not telling the truth. The letter that you're stating, I did mention that I could see it. I said I stayed in Pretoria, Moot, Valeria, and the other one, I don't remember its name. The police stations I stayed at in Pretoria are four police stations. According to me, it has become very clear that since you don't want to show me the occurrence book from Valeria, there is something that you don't want me to see. On the OB books from Valeria, there's something that you don't want me to see. So there is. I agree with Ntanzi on some.
Don't worry, maybe in Verele, someone wrote that Ntanzi was not in good condition. Maybe. I got we know with Kreja, that's how Kreja won that trial within the trial.
So Baloyi said if those documents, the cell register and the occurrence book will come to hand, they will be canvassed with you. I would be happy for that.
Look at how he's leaving that door open. This guy. You.
So
Sneaky
there's
as
a
hell.
possibility that occurrence books are
No,
being
they
fact-checked.
have actually pronounced on this occurrence book. They said it was COVID and all these other things. They gave a reason, and Ntanzi even remembers. Now he's leaving that door so that when he's busy cross-examining accused number 3, he can throw them in because that's how he moves.
Yeah. He's probably sitting on them somewhere. And Ntanzi said, I would be happy for that because I did state before the court that it was during Corona. I don't know what is being done to those books. Will they appear written by the very same people again?
Definitely. If they do appear, they will appear written by those people. Who else would want to get his name to this whole circus?
But I then continued with the calls, and he said your number on the 22nd of September 2020, 21236 is an outgoing call. MOC to labels number lasting 27 seconds. The tower is 3G Queenswood. And he would read this call data, and then after that asked Ntanzi for a comment. Ntanzi still maintained that he did not have a phone with him. And Nomazwite's SMS was also read, and a couple of phone calls on the 22nd of September 2020. Baloyi now introduced the contact of Sipesihle. Then he asked who it is, and Ntanzi said that it's a child from his village. Baloyi said, what is the relationship between the two of you? And Ntanzi said, I know her as a person that we grew up together in the same village. Baloyi, in my opinion, is really putting these people out there. And these questions are very intrusive questions, in my opinion. And they are intrusive because mainly they have nothing to do with what happened at the Spaza house in Vosloorus. These people most probably don't even know what happened there. They were nowhere near that scene. It's just crazy. And then their phone numbers are put on record like that. It's just, it's another level of witness or potential witness intimidation that I'm seeing, and it's disturbing me. It's very disturbing. And then Ntanzi said that she is from Kwa Hlogolo. Her home is by the school. And he says he's from Kwa Skwebezi on the other side. So it's quite a distance far apart from where they stay, but it's the same village. Baloyi now started reading the calls between Ntanzi and Sipesihle's number. And Baloyi said at 9:34:51 on the 23rd of September 2020, your number received an incoming call, MTC lasting 517 seconds from Sipesihle's number. And at 20:40, your number received an incoming call, an MTC from Sipesihle's number lasting 1,116 seconds. That's quite a long time. And at 21:53, your number received an incoming text message lasting 0 seconds from Sipesihle, and then he asked Ntanzi for a comment. Ntanzi said, I have already stated before the court that I did not have a phone in jail. Baloyi read the rest of the calls on the 23rd of September, calls received on Ntanzi's phone from Lebu's number, and on and on. When all else fails, we go back to Lebu's numbers. Does this mean the strategy? When we hit the brick wall, we revert back to Lebu's number. And the rest of the other call all the way to the 24th, 2020, then asked Ntanzi for a comment, and Ntanzi still maintained that he did not have a phone with him. So after the short adjournment, Baloyi said he would like to revisit certain events that took place on the 24th of September, 2020. And he said, the 24th of September at 13:43, Baloyi now was referring to a USB. So I guess that's a way of him perhaps bowing out, even though he's not making an announcement or a declaration or some kind of a promise to say, I'm done with the phone calls. We're just going to leave it open and say, you know what, he's not done with the phone calls. He's just changing the subject for now. He might revert back to them later at a later stage. Maybe he's tired of reading phone calls. But then he introduced a USB containing downloads of Ntanzi's memory card retrieved from his phone that were downloaded by Warrant Officer Ndlovu. He said it's 6 photos that he wished to refer to, and the first photo, so basically Baloyi introduced, or this is where he was introducing new evidence. I regard it as new evidence because it was never addressed when it comes to his leading of evidence as the state. They had a whole 3 years of leading evidence. At no point did he include these photos. He's only including them now in the cross-examination. And I find that is unfair. Considering the fact that Ntanzi is also on the witness stand and he can't speak to his lawyer. It's not allowed. He's still testifying. So you're going to introduce new evidence that Ntanzi cannot go through with his lawyer. And you want to say that is fair? And you want to say this is not new evidence? You want to say that this is not new evidence? If it wasn't new, how come doesn't it have an exhibit number like Mshololo was asking and she was rudely cut off? It was an important question. It doesn't have an exhibit number. So why are we going to slit it under the rug and pretend like it's not new evidence? It is new evidence because the state didn't bother to address it while they were presenting their case. As a result, they did not, label it or give it an exhibit number. They never went through this evidence with the witness prior to this engagement. So in a cross-examination, the state prosecutor is allowed to introduce new evidence. And I stand by that until I am corrected. Well, he asked Ntanzi to identify the person on the first photo. Ntanzi said that it was his picture. Baloyi asked Ntanzi to describe the hair as it appears on that photo. And Ntanzi said the hair has grown. And Baloyi said, before your arrest, was your hair grown like that? And Ntanzi said they were not grown. And then Baloyi said the file name says 2020 September 24, Heritage Day.
I am looking at the way you can actually change metadata. Yes, it can be changed in several ways. You can edit metadata with the software. Yes. Programs, apps can modify EXIF data. For example, Adobe Photoshop, EXIF tool, Windows Photos. These allow someone to change the date and time and the photo appears to have been taken. Number 2, if you take someone's picture, you set the wrong time on that phone. Change the phone's time if you were to take a picture. You change the clock and you change the date. If someone sets the phone's date time incorrect, the photo will record the wrong time. Most probably, if they took with the back photo, camera, screenshots or resaving the image. That's another way of changing the date. But
yes, you can take a screenshot. A screenshot will come with the different date, and then you remove the label there that it's a screenshot. So yes, I also wanted to ask, is it possible that now, since the data from Ntanzi's cell phone has become such a big focus point for the state, Can the defense ask for Ntanzi's phone to be presented, the actual
I
phone?
would have loved that. To just present that phone.
Yeah,
in court.
let them compare what is in the phone with whatever was downloaded and whatever hard copies that Baloyi is using.
Because now they are verifying themselves this thing.
Yeah.
Right? They did not go through the verification with the experts.
Yes.
So now they can ask for their cell phone and say,
Yes.
the same way the gun was brought into court to be
Yes, brought
paraded.
into court to be paraded. Can the
must be
defense
brought.
be given an opportunity to go through those phones for themselves and compare with what data has been downloaded and edited or whatever happened with that, so that they get to find out exactly if the picture is in its original format or not. And also, if they can get access to these experts that are able to detect when a picture has been tampered with, then they need to do that with Ntanzi's phone, original phone. Let us not work with this data as much, because now Ntanzi's phone has become a focal point. It has become the center of attention in that court. Instead of wasting all these weeks and time and whatever going through this data that Ntanzi is saying, okay, it's been edited, this picture, I did not take it on this day, then it's only fair that he gets to conduct a proper investigation with his own expert to determine whether the pictures have been tampered with or not from the phone. We're no longer talking about this data that they are giving.
Yes, they can request for forensic examination of the device.
Please.
They have that option, because the other option of questioning the authenticity of data and arguing it may be altered, it does not work with rata shame.
Yes, because now
Digital
this phone has
forensic
become
examination.
the center, of circumstantial evidence build up or whatever they're trying to do. I mean, this whole process shouldn't take a long time, especially if you're working with an expert. They'll just take these photos that Baloyi is referring to and look at them to see if are they in their original format, or have they been edited and their original versions been deleted? Has anything ever been deleted prior to them?
They should cry a fair trial part, because if they would expect a court to think that there's a reasonable suspicion of tampering, that is not gonna happen. Does the phone contain the important evidence? Yes, but I don't think this court will rely on that. So they must just go to a fair trial. It works for them.
And also the file name says 2020-09-24. The time is 13:43:21. And he said that when Warrant Officer Ndlovu testified, he said that these are the dates when the photo was taken. And when he did say that, we did not believe him, right? He wasn't very convincing, because it sounds like he also, he kept saying, I'm the downloader. Who remembers that? I'm the downloader.
I remember that.
I'm not an analyst.
Right, guys, let's press the like button. Give you a moment to press the like button. It is not liking, please. We request the thumbs up, the like button, please. It's a request from Zanzi Reality.
Well, Ntanzi said that's not the truth, and Baloyi said when he was referring to the metadata of the 18 photos that were handed up, and Ntanzi said, I'm seeing this photo being displayed in court for the first time. I'm seeing it for the first time. Secondly, with this picture, I was at home during Corona days and I had let my hair grow. This picture is not for the date that it is written here. And Baloyi said, but you just testified that before your arrest, you did not grow your hair. And Ntanzi said, when I left home, I was arrested after shaving. I would never go with this much hair underground. I would pass out if I went with this much hair underground. So the interpreter said it's not possible to go where I work because I work in a ditch. Ntanzi said, when I returned from home, I shaved in Rustenburg. So what he's describing is that when he was at home, he let his hair grow. And people are like, no, in your Boxback court appearance, your hair was also grown. It was, because from 16th June up until October, he was crying about bathing. So you can only imagine what was the situation with shaving when he was being moved from different police stations every now and again. So who would have time to shave under such circumstances when you don't know where you're gonna lay your head tonight? So yes, he did have hair growing, but it doesn't mean that when he was arrested with his hair full like that. He said he had shaved because he had gone back to work, and it is also confirmed that at the time they arrested him, he had already went back to work. And he said that he did shave in Rustenburg. So when he returned from home, he went to Rustenburg, he shaved his hair, preparing himself to go back to work. So Baloyi said, so when you work underground, you're not allowed to grow your hair. Did you say that? And Ntanzi said, that is not what I said. I said, I myself, let me tell it to you like this. I work in a site underground. I'm driving a machine, a winch. I do not work where they clean the toilets and papers. I work straight deep where the platinum is extracted. That place is hot. I would never sit with hair this big underground. This also speaks to how this whole heart condition that they gave him cannot be, because where he's working and it is that deep, where it's close to where they extract the minerals, there's no way you can work there with a heart condition. I can bet you money. There's no way. The medical tests for mining are very, 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 they are very tough. You need to be extremely fit. So to have a heart condition and still work that deep underground, it's near impossible. They would have picked up that heart condition and he would not be doing this job at all. So Baloyi said, if you look at the metadata, it says equipment make is Samsung equipment models SMJ 500F. Was your device also a Samsung J5? And Ntanzi said, I hope I have said this on many occasions. I said, yes, my phone was taken by the police. It is a J5 Samsung. Another thing in front of the court, I see this photo is now written a date. At the time I saw the other pictures for the first time, they did not have dates. They did not have any dates. So the pictures, those 18 pictures that they went through, what I recall is some of them saying that they were taken while he was inside jail. They were taken after he got arrested. But the most interesting thing is that there were pictures that were taken with the back camera and he was somewhere outside, free. So if he took those pictures inside jail, how did he achieve that? Where he takes pictures of himself outside in the sun, taking pictures with the back camera as if someone else took that picture. So that was very interesting. So because Mr. Ndlovu said that these pictures were deleted, they had no date. So as they resurface with dates, where do they come from? I'm in court giving my evidence and this matter is being investigated in the background. On the other hand, I'm in the witness box and you're asking me a question, and after I answer you, you go and investigate with my answer. So Baloyi then said, now this picture was not deleted, Mr. Ntanzi. And Ntanzi said, I'm talking about what was said by Ndlovu, telling the court about the pictures that were included. Even my legal representative, when he led me on the picture, he never showed me any picture with a date. They came to court with no dates. So Baloyi now said, which picture are you referring to? Ramasipili got up at this point and he said, I'm trying to make head of tail of what is happening, my lord. The photos that were disclosed to us is the 18 photographs that include the 2 photographs of accused one at the end, which was photo 17 and 18. The photograph that is now here on the screen and accused number 2, or the witness is confronted with, did not form part of that bundle that was disclosed to us. And in all honesty, after my leading of the witness, I then approached the state to say I request the same photographs but with a metadata. Yes, Ramasipili actually made that request, that he was requesting for the photographs to be provided with the metadata. So they just gave them pictures with no metadata.
Now it's coming back with the metadata.
And the metadata is saying he took pictures while he was arrested. That was never disclosed to me, my lord. So, Mnisi also got up to address this. He said, I do not intend to interfere with what Ramasipili has said, but it has been a culture in this court that when information gets made available to the defense, all the defense members would receive such information, including some pictures as well. In all honesty, I'm seeing this photo for the first time. I've never seen it, which is the reason why I'm saying it's very surprising. It constitutes new information on the instance of the defense, and be that case, it amounts to trial by ambush, because we needed to question where this information came from, when was it taken, the metadata applicable to the photo, etc., etc. So this is trial by ambush for lack of making available this information at a time which it was supposed to be made available. And also another interesting thing is that when Advocate Baloyi is referencing the pictures, he keeps saying for the first photo 1, the first photo. So out of 4,700 and something photos, how are the defense supposed to look for that particular photo?
I don't know. Because the person who's supposed to say, like...
He's not even referencing it, how it is stored in the CD or the USB. He's just saying photo 1, the first photo, the second photo. So how are they supposed to know which photo you're talking about looking at that USB with 4,000 pictures? What is it saved as there? What is the name of it coming from the original source, as you state that this USB and the CD is the original source? So I don't blame the defense for counter-arguing this mess. Okay? How are they supposed to work when Baloyi is invested in performing monkey tricks? This is not right. So also, the judge said, yeah, what's the state's response? Baloyi said, my lord, the USB containing these photos was disclosed to the defense well in advance before Warrant Officer Ndlovu testified, and the judge said, so the defense has this information. Baloyi said they have the information. In fact, during cross-examination, Advocate Mnisi did ask Warrant Officer Ndlovu about the authenticity of the downloads, and this we see on the 11th of June 2025. The horror on Advocate Mnisi's face when he saw that he was being used to admit these photos via some, I don't know whether to call it a back door or what, but they know that this is not supposed to happen. Baloyi himself knows that he's not supposed to be doing what he's doing, but he's doing it either way, because why? He's the boss there by the Pretoria High Court. Okay, it's his court. He can do whatever he wants. So he said, Missy.
I see someone saying that JPEG cannot be changed. That's not true.
We have AI now.
That's not true.
You
just haven't used
so why would
you just
JPEG
not have used the tools to change it. Like if you have Adobe, for example, Photoshop,
the
you
Windows,
have a EXIF tool, you'll be able to change JPEG.
You can.
You can.
Nothing is impossible anymore these days. All things are possible. We live in a world of AI. So whatever you thought was impossible to have been done 5 years ago, now it can be done. and provided that this is a still ongoing prosecutorially led investigation.
We are talking about 3 police that were involved in this case who are coming from the intelligence side. 3. There could be more.
Pela, Abosibia Nabo were not working for SAPS, but they were there, Nabozungu and stuff. Head of detectives.
Utla General Oabuamaga, RSB was told by her to go there. No, we know that Sbia was called by someone. He even answered that question. How can you lie about something that someone has already answered on?
And went on record. Well, Mnisi said that having burned he burned that information into the CD, did you go through the CD to verify that the content you burned into the CD was exactly the same? Okay, this is the part where Baloyi was literally reading Advocate Mrs. cross-examination to Warrant Officer Ndlovu, trying to get him to admit that whatever is on the CD and the USB had accurate dates and they were not tampered with. In summary and in short, to avoid this long paragraph that he was reading. I ain't got time. Okay. He said, my learned friend informed me that it's either the state or the defense.
Now do you see why the defense does not want Baloyi to just get everything accepted? Because this is what he does. He comes back and say, everything was accepted.
Yes.
No one went through each picture there out of those 7,000 pictures.
So there's 5,467 files for accused number 2.
And there's more for others.
So he's saying photo number 1. Which photo out of the 5,467 files? Where? In which folder? In which file? What is the file name? Like, give GPS. So Baloyi said, my lord, the information was disclosed to the defense. What the defense is now basically saying is that we should have forewarned them that we are going to use specific photos to cross-examine. There isn't such a provision in our law, my lord, that the state should signal its intention that we are going to use certain information for cross-examination and then to forewarn the defense. You know what I remember not so long ago? The defense was told to cover what was covered in the examination in chief of the state when they were presenting their evidence. Who remembers that?
I remember.
You know, they were told that. They said, stick to what was led in the examination in chief of the state.
Exactly.
Now, the rules all of a sudden have changed. They no longer apply. Advocate Baloyi can just haphazard whatever he feels like without attending to what the defense handled in their leading of evidence of accused number 2. He's completely gone out of script. He's doing his matanda there. He's just doing whatever he likes. So Baloyi then said, we therefore make the submission that we are within our rights to cross-examine on anything. Since when? On anything. Since when? Including these photos which were disclosed to our colleagues. Well, the judge said it's obvious the defense hasn't read this or familiarized themselves with the information, because I hear people saying it's the first time I'm seeing this. Mr. Ntanzi, you know what to save time. How long does the defense need? Because I remember this USB story when Ndlovu was here and he was cross-examined partly on it. But if you are not ready, no problem. We can postpone so that we can familiarize ourselves with information with the USB thereafter as we continue. What do you think was happening? Why did he want to adjourn early? Because the defense said it's fine.
Because he wants to make sure that what he's doing is right.
Nah.
Or there is a way of protecting
or
himself.
justifying it. He's going to read and try to find some things to justify what just happened. Hi, Sisenjin. Yes, Sisenjin. Guys, the lines are open. You can call in. I'm not even going to go through what Mshololo went through. I feel like, you know what? I need to hear you guys. What are your thoughts? What is going on? I need a different perspective. I need something. Because I remember a caller yesterday.
Before we call, let's press the like button. Someone is asking, is it difficult to press? Zozo Mahlang is asking, is it hard? If it's hard, then, I mean, and also if this is not something that we want to hear, why should we continue?
Yeah, Kona, we are drained, hey?
Tired, but we are here. We are here, guys. We plead with you, guys. Let's press the like button. Let's press the like button. See where it leaves us.
Okay, let me just might as well go through what Shololo said. She said, my submission regarding what is happening now is that the accused is now confronted with the evidence which the state has not led during the time when the state led its own evidence. He said, my lord, I agree that there are further particulars that were presented to the defense, but this picture in particular has been placed before as evidence in this court. It has not even been marked as an exhibit before this court. We do not have any evidence that has been placed before this court regarding the circumstances under which this picture was taken, that the witness is being cross-examined on now. Out of the disk and the USB that we received, there were extracts of pictures that were extracted from those disks and USBs, and those photo albums have been presented before court and have been marked as exhibits. And the judge said, yes, I remember there are about 7,000 disks. I remember, wait, and it took time for the defense and the state to familiarize themselves with that evidence. Do you remember? Mshololo said, yes, my lord, but he couldn't let Mshololo finish putting her point because she left it hanging because he could hear that Mshololo is addressing very important points. Like, number one, where's the exhibit number? You know, where? If you're going to say that this is not new evidence, where's the exhibit number? And then the judge said, but it's obvious just for the fairness of the court, I'm going to grant you the defense where now Mr. Ntanzi time to familiarize themselves with the evidence. I don't want people to come and say, bakwetshwele again.
Why is he always talking about Ukweba? Why doesn't he make an example? I don't want people to say, I let you go for something. Why doesn't he make an example like that? Why? Because
his intention is to gweba. He's going to gweba. He's going to convince.
These are things that should be used. That this guy, in his mind, everything was just
his mission is to gweba.
Direction.
Yes, uzelu gweba gule case. He's not here to make anyone to dismiss anything or dismiss any case. He's here to make sure that he convicts these people. So he said it would be fair for me to allow you to be confronted with the evidence that you never saw. Although this evidence, as Mr. Baloyi rightfully says, the state is entitled to lead it. Lead it. Isn't the state cross-examining? Siguphi lapha? This is the judge. Even he sounds confused. How is the state leading now? Because the defense is the one leading. So if the state is leading, what is the defense doing?
I don't want to comment on that. The part, does leading mean that you are the one who's, doesn't mean that you are the one who's dealing with that person at the time?
No, he's saying that although this evidence, as Mr. Baloyi rightfully says, the state is also entitled to lead it. There's also a question of fairness. But he's saying the state is entitled to lead evidence.
Yes. What is wrong with that?
Okay. Baloyi said that the defense said we can proceed, and the judge said, no, I'm worried about the accused before court. And Baloyi said that he's planning to lead more than 6 photos. Some are 3.
See, saying
others
lead.
is 1.
So they're using the word lead. The word lead doesn't mean that you are the first person to cross. I think there's a difference between cross-examining and then leading. You are using cross-examining as interchangeable as with leading, right? Is that how you are thinking of it? Like cross-examining and leading.
My question is, why is the state leading this witness? Are they not cross-examining Ntanzi? That is my question. What is the state's role right now? Is it to lead
It's
Ntanzi
to test the
or to
Ntanzi's
cross-examine?
evidence. It's to test Ntanzi's evidence.
Isn't that not to cross-examine his evidence?
Yeah.
Then why?
But if there are new things that the defense did not touch, they can touch it. And they are entitled to touch that thing. Not with regards to these pictures, it's a different story. But I'm just saying, if they want to touch something that the defense did not touch, that's why there's re-examination after that.
So they can also introduce new evidence.
Yes.
Okay. So the judge said that
I get
they
it.
can
That's
judge.
why. Let's make an example. You let's say you shoot someone, and then I put you on the stand as your lawyer. I deal with you. And then the states can come in with the video and say, "Here's the video. This is not you." When you can decide to leave the video out, maybe for your own reason, because it doesn't favor you. So shouldn't I introduce it? Just because you didn't introduce it, doesn't that confine me to, in fact, taking me to failing the state or the case itself while I have evidence? That's basically what we are suggesting, in my opinion. We are saying that it shouldn't be leading. Should. If there is evidence that I have that I withheld as a state,
then why was the defense stopped from doing the same when it was their time to cross-examine? They were told specifically that they can't introduce new evidence. Why?
That was wrong. That was wrong.
Okay, Mr. Anonymous. So nobody's calling in?
Maybe it's because they haven't pushed the likes. That's why. So I haven't been checking the phone because I'm also waiting for the likes. Just asking for them, by the way. I know that some of you get offended. I'm asking for the likes. It's a motive. Oh, here we go. Internet. Press the like button. Press more. Internet is acting up. Hi, team. Hi to the team. I hope you are doing well. Perhaps there might be somehow a contribution on the attendance of the LB Leonard students. Can they do more attendance? Okay, Ntanzi, hello.
Hello, Mzanzi.
Hi.
Hi, Mr. No, hello, what's what we be? I'm very impressed with how Ntanzi's been with the evidence. To be honest, in the moment we should all agree to say Monana is a God sent. those gentlemen to be released. But also in this situation, they are the one who killed Senzo Meyiwa. The family of Senzo Meyiwa, at some point they are relieved. The verdict is already there to say these people, they should be and all that. But we are very relieved as people who've been watching this from the beginning of this, the entire So the sad part of this whole thing is a lot of people. I'm not criticizing anyone. Everyone is entitled to say whatever they say. But I've noticed something. People choose what to say, and it caused conflict. Community to say these people, they might have their own flaws like anyone else. But in this situation, all this, what is happening? But especially in Ntanzi, you can tell how the person respect and all that. This time is this person upholding. I'm not going to allow this nonsense that has been happening. He even requests something Adjournment is not allowed to do because he's aware of he's a humble someone.
Yes.
It's very sad to be honest as an individual, but I love what he's been doing, to be honest. I've been watching entirely, and he's been bold and saying, and I'm away. The strategy Sunday, Baloyi is very simple. It's very simple, and a lot of people have been in jail because of he's very slow, and he's tried by all means to make you feel tired as someone alone and then he's very strategic, the gentleman. Highly on their side, he's very snappy, and then he will ask a very important questions and he leaves. But when it's a defense time, he will make you feel tired. Even people who watches, they lose interest.
Yes.
And that's where information is been very loose and demo. And that's where that's why you work at other people to say they choose what they want to tell other people, and because of they get tired when to listen to the Baloyi, because the Baloyi can confuse you at times. Yes. So I really appreciate you. Sometimes we catch you very late. So yeah, we do like your shows because the analysis that you're giving us has the analysis. You give the entire show and people choose or it's still when as the person analyzing or you choose but however so I thank you very, very, very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you. Right.
That was nice.
That was the first caller. You know what to do. Don't drop the bra. Keep it up, keep it hot, and keep the likes up. That is all we are asking for. The likes while you have your 2 cents.
You know what I've noticed as well is that the way we consume information is very biased. It is delivered to us already biased. You know, I want to be given information and then think about it, let it marinate for a while, and then come up with my own side that I'm picking.
Yes, Mzansi, hello.
Hi, Ntanzi talking.
You're Ntanzi,
Ntanzi, hello. I think I appreciate that. I accept the name. And thank you so much for your analysis. I will deviate slightly from your conversation for today, but motivate in the ad hoc committee.
Yes.
There's a narrative Zungu the death of Senzo, 27. And therefore, Haiba Muzium that and Taumatafule as Senzo is dead. And also as a country. But I think to the littlest of my recollections, is Leonardo by searcher on Twitter, where the police had announced 26 apologies, we have heard this news. The family does not know. We apologize for the family for saying this before. But then Mutiki has said a very interesting thing. Especially more Senzo Meyiwa Stadium FNB. I don't even understand why she was even saying that. Because in any hospital, in a hospital where as many as in a stadium. But then, now for me, then she says, the fact that 11:30 we lay speaking. Then indeed, as a country, we knew Senzo was killed on the 26th. Therefore, Zungu Hari, we knew on the 27th. Because Musikidi or stadium and unalways a crowd control because I think that's what she says. Let the EFF lady or Lena. We later 11:30 shop.
Yes.
Therefore, Zungu Naisa High really, I think I don't know now really defensive. How does it begin to harvest this information? Only about Kenya on the record because indeed all we need to na Ntanzi. We want stories that Zungu Naisa Shaki. He created his own stories. But thank you so much. Today I was able to work late. I got a nice footage. I did my like. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
liking.
Thank you.
And
We
for
appreciate
calling
it.
too. Abana
Right. The
What a
likes
brilliant
are liking.
analysis from what
Brilliant
Sikili
analysis,
said.
yes. Indeed. Well, that's what we open the lines for. And we appreciate these inputs. 2 hot inputs. Keep them coming. Call and press the like button. And subscribe, man. It's been a while since I said the word subscribe. And join the membership. There's and. There's everything. Someone was asking, how much does it start? You start at 29 Rand. Going up, you can choose the packs. It's okay. It's up to you how you want to bless this channel. But press the like button, subscribe. That's the first thing. That's the most important thing. Make sure you comment. We keep the calls coming. Mzansi, hello. Yebo. Siyaphila njani? Sort of.
Yeah, cha ngiyamizwa bengilahlekile la kuleyo cross examiner neboleader kodwa ngiyayizwa uma senichaza kodwa likhona icala engangangibuka mina likashabalala oselindelana
Yes.
kwalento ethi uma istate esivalile case yakhe mase ngomfakazi okusha singa-apply ukuthi sivule case.
Yes.
Angazi noma ukuthi kusenjalo yini ngoba angicabangi ukuthi ungathi kuyi-defense case bese ubalo efika nomfakazi obusha esemvalile oba umfakazi angazi noma yimpo angalandeli umthetho kodwa kwakanjani yakhe kuba ukuthi no you can after defense case you can apply ukuthi uvule i-case yakho then present it.
True.
That's what's
True.
supposed to
I
happen.
agree with you. You see, here's the problem here. Baloyi is sneaky, in my opinion. Very sneaky.
Yeah.
What happened? They accepted this evidence. Yes, it was not labeled. It was not named, but they accepted by saying, did you check, doing all those things? And so now Baloyi is saying, this
But
is part
they
of
did
where...
not accept. They were asking questions to Warrant Officer Ndlovu.
Can I finish? Okay. How do you make sure that evidence is acceptable in court? What you do, you check the authenticity, you check everything. That's what you do, right? Was that not done? Was that not done by asking Ndlovu, did you check this? Did you 1, 2, 3? It was done. The only thing, the evidence was there, and they have it. They all have it. So Baloyi is saying, you know this evidence. You accepted it in this court. It's like, let me make an example. Baloyi wanted to say, let me go to a break and have a discussion with my colleagues. He wanted to accept all these calls, right? Without going through them, all of them, like one by one. So when he comes back and say, but you accepted that you called your mother, What are you gonna say? You're gonna say you didn't go through it one by one. Is that your defense?
Okay.
So I accept that you do have to open your case if you are introducing new evidence. So the new evidence in this case would be something like, oh, by the way, I have this, like for example, the bank statement. That's the new evidence because the bank statement was never there. They asked for it. It didn't come. So it was supposed to be introduced properly. But it was introduced the way it was introduced, unfortunately. But when it comes to this, Baloyi is saying you accepted everything about this. So I can pick and choose on this pond that you accepted. Now you guys picked and choose your pictures, well and good, or I picked and choose my pictures, well and good, but I can still expand on them because they are part of the things that are accepted in this court.
Listen to this.
Ngikuzwa kahle. Masuyichaza kanje ngiyakuzwa. Kusho ukuthi ngabanye amazwi uBaloyi wabanika ibala abangandlula lokubona phakathi khona.
Maybe bayivula but bafocusa kulokhu Baloyi akwenzile my yes. So but Baloyi is saying we accepted everything. We don't need to go through the same process again to get this thing accepted. Because to accept this picture, you know what needs to happen? They need to bring back Ndlovu.
Yes, he must come back.
But he cannot come back because he has done the very same thing on these pictures. You accepted them. You were supposed to say...
They accepted 18 pictures.
They were supposed to say, my lord, let us sit down and pick the pictures that we are going to use as a defense and as the states. And those pictures become the pictures that are accepted. Unfortunately, they didn't do that. What they did is, okay, Ndlovu came, they accepted 7,000 or more than 7,000. They were supposed to say, this is impossible for us to go through this thing. Let us pick the pictures that we want to use and accept those pictures. Now they want to pretend, we cannot pretend as if now, okay, we are going back and saying, oh, in fact, there were pictures that were selected and these pictures, they're the only pictures that were accepted through Ndlovu and then the other ones we did not accept. Is that what you are saying, Emil?
Listen to this. In a South African court, a prosecutor is generally not allowed to introduce new evidence against an accused person during cross-examination if that evidence was available beforehand and should have been part of the state's case evidence in chief.
How so in this case? How so? Because Ntanzi was never a state witness. How was he going to introduce these pictures? Through who? Who was he going to ask?
He had an opportunity
to ask
when
who?
He introduced the 18 pictures. How did he introduce those 18 pictures that were downloaded from Ntanzi's phone?
He picked from the pond that was accepted. You come with USB. The main aim here is the main thing here is that it's a USB. It's like a file. Let me make an example.
The information was available beforehand.
Yes. You come with a file and I say, Emily, here's the file that we are going to use. And then out of that file, I choose to use maybe 2 pages. But you have accepted that file. The file here being a USB. You have accepted it. It's part of evidence. Even if the court wants to go and peruse it and check it, they can.
Indeed,
this thing makes sense to you and Baloyi and the judge.
No, I'm trying to be fair here because what happened is a mistake. There are students maybe who are still going to learn from this. Baloyi is sneaky. He makes you accept things under. You know what he does? He puts something on top of it, and then you get excited. You accept everything. That's the very same way that he made these people accept.
But why are you saying they accepted?
Let us go back a bit. Do you remember we've been fighting about the statements of people who have passed away? How did they got introduced? He gave these statements to them, didn't use them, put them there. What Ramasipila did, went through it. And then Baloyi was like, oh, well, done. You have touched it. He could have used it himself. He could have went through it himself. But the process would differ.
So these are the monkey tricks Tifa was talking about.
Yes, they are falling for them all the time. We must say it. They fall for them all the time. With Baloyi, you don't accept something that you have not went through it properly, thoroughly. Accept once you know for sure that if it's 7,000 pictures, I know all of them. I can defend all of them. But if you couldn't, go back to court and say, but my lord, we cannot deal with 7,000 pictures. What are we going to defend on this all these pictures? Let us pick the pictures. The state pick the pictures that they want to use only, and then we also pick ours that we want to use to debunk the theory of the state, and that's it. We leave the rest of the file outside. If there's a need, we will apply and open that file again. But when you do what? You accept the whole file. It's a mistake. And I'm telling you, tomorrow this judge is going to come, they're going to continue.
Judgment 1988.
He's closing all the loopholes.
He wants to find some literature he can reference to make this process right.
He's closing all the loopholes. And it's not only Baloyi closing it. Baloyi starts the process, he comes and closes the loophole.
And he finishes, yes. It's their strategy.
So we must be honest with ourselves, guys. Sometimes these things, it's hard to accept them. It's painful. Now it's painful because I know in my heart that Ntanzi didn't do these things. But the way these people are dealing with this case, they've had all the time. This defense is just coming now. I know people are going to say, hey, you've been here for... Hey. These people have all the time. So everything they are doing, probably, they know what they are doing. They are messing it up. Obviously, they are. But there are few things that we need to deal with, like this thing. You accepted the whole file. When you see what is reading there. Did you check this file? Did you want? That's what you do when you're accepting things. So what they did, they just brushed through it. Unfortunately, brushing through it comes with these things, because this one now, when he realizes that now I want to do something, he goes and pick there. And it's still gonna go to all of them if it's accepted. 3 accused are left there. It's still gonna deal with them the same way.
Yeah, inzimana imali kanjalo. Kodwa ke mina engibuzayo ukuthi ke mhlambe isiyonakele nje uRamasipila mayengafike ke mayidlela izithombe. Angithi kufike kwashiwo ukuthi njoba kwazodala ifoni yayifakwe eplastic intizeni OPA bani the phone was booked as kwi-exit back again. Then akwenze explanation ukuthi isifika kanjani kuNtaka kuyisenza ngoba phela eboshwa ya-confiscate before ukudibhaka yonke lento le.
Look, you need to find a way around that. True, I understand, but it seems as if you know what frustrates us, all of us here. It seems as if when Baloyi does these monkey tricks, they are accepted and welcomed, and they support. And then when you come with such questions, and when you come with that strategy, which debunks all these pictures and everything else, because I mean, if there's criminality around the cell phone, already everything that is in it is crime, the judge is not interested. So the best thing they can do now is to ask for a phone for a fair trial. Ntanzi is disputing that these pictures are he's saying these pictures have been edited. The only way we can deal with this thing is to get the original gadget. Now they need to go back with their analyst if they have one and check if the date was not changed. And there's a lot of things that they need to check.
I know, ngiyezwa nami ake ngidedele abanye kodwa ke nangu lo siso sekhuluma lo ngithi ubani Mateys.
Mateys.
Lo siso usho enye into.
Yeah.
Usho enye into engiphusile ngoba uma ubheka sesemele ucishe wayisho lento ade ngicabanga. Uma ethi wafika endlini wakwazi ukungena kungekho gazi uyakusha kushona. Lo oyiphoyisa mayisesho angazi noma ubezizwa ngithuthile uthi hayi naye lento yenzeka ngo-7 efonelwa warawara uyachaza ukuthi wafonela bani kwanjani njani. Uyakhumbula ustayini esibhedlela eqhuba ikhathi eqede phaka 2 hours ukuthi isikhathi sasiphushelwa.
We fought that thing. It was hard for Team States to believe that. But we fought that thing. We used the game that was playing. Unfortunately, this judge becomes dumb when it comes to those things.
Okay, nakho kwesibili. Kulo mfana kwangqashe kwafika. Wafika wathi wamfica. Akazi wangqashe umbani wathi usenze wamfica elaliswe passage. Abantu bebambele ejingi eDalling Road.
And he became a villain. He became a villain that one. Uphume sebaleka laphana. Ijaji lashintsha indaba emnyama hey laqhunqa yabona uphume sebaleka and then the evidence later was corrected by Baloyi. You know how Baloyi corrected? He comes and asks a question that is different from what the witness said in the claims the witness said it.
Yeah. Ogcina uMosi mangaphosisi yabo uMosi lo oshiya crime scene waya kwenye indawo.
Yeah. Bayojola.
Wangundaza mayibuzo ezinye indawo. Yes. Wangundaza mayibuzo ezinye indawo kwase kuthiwa akalethi ipocket book yabezoku.
Yeah.
That's why ngithi sisemela kengihlanye kancane ngazo correct. Guys, ngempela le Dalling Road base Spicer House. Iyona the real crime scene lapho senza fela khona.
Dining room.
Yes, the dining room noma ikhishi khona lokho kwase Spicer House.
My best guess would be kitchen. Maybe passage. Because you know why I'm saying that? Because of the expert that came to testify that he couldn't have lived more than how many minutes?
10 minutes.
More than 10 minutes. Yeah.
More than 10 minutes.
So I would say because the fight probably was by the door, maybe the closest is the passage.
Passage. Kodwa, I was very disappointed in that because ofuna AVL record ye-BM kasenzo. Because they are talking indaba leyamoto.
Yeah. After the incident.
Yabona for enye into umele uyibheke. They picked the right people. Why am I saying that? They are using the states. Everything you need to ask the very same people for them to give you access to those things or to fight for you to get access to those things. So basically your hand is open in front of the state. The state, because it's dipping deep from wherever it comes from us, by the way, we are paying for them so that they can bully people the way they are bullying. And it's not that we want to pay for them. We are forced by the same law to pay so that they can bully people and become so powerful.
No, bafethu ngicela ukudedela abanye sengikhulume kakhulu kodwa nje yabona nje indaba le jaji mina ayilunga leyakhe.
Yabona the case mfethu. Without a doubt, these guys don't know nothing about it. We know that. You know that.
Yeah.
Everyone know that. Team states know that. So, it's a pity. Ile nto ekuvusela nge high. ushawele esakeni into enjena ukushayela esakeni usukusho uvalisa lapho uyabona ukuthi hayi lo muntu ngamgqoka man kodwa uyakugqoka because unani ubanjele uvalelwe esakeni uyakubhonya uyabuthi lo muntu ngamshaya. This is what is happening.
Hayi bafowethu siyabonga kodwa uBaloyi noma engabambelela kuphela inyanga yo5 uye 375 uyohamba umthola. Asibonga ke ngilalela abantu.
Thank you. Hayi bafowethu. Inzima lento, it's frustrating. You know, sometimes I watch this case I sometimes I need to take a walk. You know, it pisses me off.
It is stressful.
It pisses me off because I get pissed when someone edlala ngabantu abahluphekayo. Because now I'm from that environment. It is very sad. It is very sad. You know, very, very sad. And
Ntanzi asked to speak to his lawyer and the judge allowed it. Why do you think he did that?
Because at the vele ufuna ungasho bethu ubagwebele sakela ngithi yasho nje ufuna ukumgweba kahle impela ethi you are consulting with your lawyer ufuna umgweba kahle.
So he's setting him up.
You never know with this guy.
Because it might come back to bite him. He will say, I even allowed you to go or you threatened me that you wanted to see your lawyer. Pella, he has a way of twisting things.
A drama.
He has a way of twisting situations and making them seem to have happened in the way they happened in his head.
But Ntanzi shame, is woke now. He's woke, he's fighting shame.
Yeah, he is.
He's fighting.
He is.
It's very unfortunate. He's dealing with such people. He's dealing with
Beyond.
Can't even explain it because next thing the channel is gone. It's like a brotherhood of some sort. That's all I can say.
Cut.
I'm done. Because if I say more and clarify more, Pelinda by channel.
Yeah. Cut.
So guys, I'm done calling. Thank you very much. It's been nice having you. One more time, press that like button. I know I'm not people's fans today, but I needed to point
I know,
out.
right? And also,
it is annoying. That's what Tifo was dealing with. Ngapha,
now we're
at the
getting
time,
that feeling.
At the time, Msholo was just accepting this kind of things. Ne?
She was so unbothered.
No, I must say, I'm from far with this case.
Angela was so unbothered. She was cruising nicely.
Yo. During the first time,
she would just look at the side there and be like,
at least my judge. Hey.
Did you want to be affiliated with Tifo?
I'm from far with this case. What if my suguma vele ngathi uthole ngeqande?
Yo, guys. Yo, those were tough times.
Asuguma umsholo libonile smile. Ngithi awubathatha. Lali judge. Ethi asukuma Tifo.
Miss Mushalala. Miss Mushalala, how are you?
I was acting Tifo. This is a
It's an F-up situation.
Hey.
Oh, Miss Mushalala.
Eh. Hayi lo manje lo manje lombiza ngomshoza. Ambize kayo yonke.
Akafunda ukuthi akhulume. Mayisukuma vele tha.
Yabona manje the tables have turned.
Yo, but
The tables have turned. Now, when that judge, I got to that in whatever nyanga that was used there because they were talking about mutis. If this one stands up, just shout from your lungs.
A lion. He would
You
just
cannot
change.
talk to me like that.
You cannot talk to me like that. He would change his face. He would have so much rage. I'm like, yo, this looks personal. Whatever happened between Advocate Tefo and this judge? What is going on? He was so personal. Yo, it was bad.
Awunenza fika ke inkunzi lapho zavele zambopha. Uyabona ngomuntu akashonanga lapho. Lezi zambophele ezambophele enkantolo. Hayi yabona le case ngakuzisa bonke ubuhlungu. Angiboni ukukhona ubuhlungu beyofika lapha namhlazana bebopha uTifo enkantolo. Hey,
A whole legal officer.
hayi lapha
A
naye.
member of the court getting arrested in front of a judge.
They paraded him. That's why ngithi this looks like something I don't want to say in this channel. Ngokuhlebele khonini. But this yo nami ngangahlehla ngathi angeke. Ngeke ngisakhuluma ngale case.
Hayi khona
Bafikile lensizwa yembungculo leya nejacket yayo. Izomparade nje imphanyeka imhenga njengoJesu.
umhenkafa emuva. Yo,
Phela le yansizwa leya ayiveli yona lapho komadlanga mhlasimpe.
ngibone umunye usemva kwa Sibiya njalo mayethatha ama-interview
Useliqoda igadi.
bathi uyafana cishe efane nalo abazi ukuthi uye noma akusuye. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but
Ungajabulisa phela makuwe.
kunokufana.
Ngajabulisa makuyiyo le yansizwa. Yazisa ubuhlungu obubi kabi. Yabona. Kungangijabulisa nje ukuthi siphinde sibone. Hawu cha. Hawu usekhona. Ngempela lokhuzana ngakho edila nama case lapha. Ya. Kungaba nje into impela eyajabulisa. Awu lensizwa. Angizisa wakuqaqamba inhliziyo. Wangathi uTifo wakithi impela egcekeni. Hi. I'll see you again, Foodland. Bye bye. Like the video. And yeah, bye bye, guys. Thank you very much for being with us. We appreciate you. That's me bowing out.
Bye, guys.